afternoon, everybody. My name is Caleb Plitos. Welcome to the channel. And today we're gonna go over one question and one question only. Is this exhaust on this Mustang the loudest Mustang exhaust that you can get? Let's find out. The Mustang exhaust system is set up into three separate parts. In the front, connected to the actual engine itself, we have the headers. In this case, they are long tube headers. In the middle here, we have the catless X pipes, the mid pipes on the vehicle. And then at the end, we have the axle backs, which are gonna go from the axle to the end of the vehicle. This setup is a combination of two different brands, BBK and Flowmaster. The headers up front and mid pipes in the middle are both BBK brand exhaust, and at the end are Flowmaster axle backs to cap it all off. This exhaust has virtually no restriction whatsoever. There's no turns or curves or even Cadillac converters that the exhaust coming out has to go through, so it's not muffled or quieted on the way out of the car. Taking a look at the exhaust system, we can see up front here the long tube headers that, as you can see, are actually pretty long, stretch all the way down there by the ground. Over on the other side here, you can see they got that nice BBK brand right there where you can see it. Under the vehicle here, you can see the mid pipes. They go from this clamp all the way over to these clamps right here. And this is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. There are no Cadillac converters on this. Now, Cadillac converters also steal power from the exhaust system and muffle the noise. On the end here, we have this beautiful Flowmaster exhaust. It's also pretty much no restriction whatsoever that the exhaust has to go through. If it was light in here, you could see that it goes straight through, and you can see the other side of the exhaust. Now let's have a listen at what this full exhaust system really sounds like. This setup wasn't crazy cheap altogether. The headers were around $600. The X-pipe, I couldn't find a catless version of the X-pipe, but I could find an X-pipe with catalytic converters from the BBK brand for about $430. I would assume that the ones without cats may be a little bit cheaper, in the mid 300s. And I found the Flowmaster axle backs for about mid 400s. So altogether, this full exhaust system cost about $1,300, depending on which exact brand you go with and where you choose to buy them. So this brings up the very important question. What's it like with driving with arguably the loudest Mustang exhaust that you can buy and put together? Well, it's quite a few things actually. So first off, it's very, very fun. It's super enjoyable. Even if you're just sitting at a light, your car sounds great at idle. But it is definitely very loud. It's super aggressive, and when you open it up, you're just screaming down the road, turning heads, everybody's looking at you. Which can be a good thing or a bad thing. You can potentially attract a lot of cops if you're driving recklessly, or just a lot of attention at a car meet if maybe that's what you're looking for. But I really can't stress this enough that it is very, very loud. You can hear this car idling from a decent distance away. You can probably hear it if it's racing down the road about a mile out, and I'm not joking. The only way that this car get louder, in my opinion, is if the exhaust were taken off completely or any portion of the exhaust was taken off. There's pretty much zero exhaust restriction within the exhaust. I did actually take the exhaust off of this car completely in one of my videos. It was the open headers video. If you guys want to check that out, I'll put a link down below for it. So back to what it's like driving like this. Now, if you don't really love that muscle car sound and that loud exhaust, you will probably get annoyed with it. Yeah, when you're driving down the road having a good time or out for a nice cruise, it's nice, but it's also loud when you're going to work or going to school or something like that. It's loud all the time. You're basically committed to having a loud car all the time, which I'm totally fine with. And I'm also blessed enough to have my daily driver that is a Ford Focus. And I will admit, sometimes it's nice to drive a quiet car, and I don't want to be screaming down the road at 3,000 RPMs anywhere I go. I hear a lot of road noise to begin with, especially with this vehicle and the soft top that doesn't keep out noise very well at all. Overall, I would say it was definitely worth it. I would definitely do it again on another car, purchase a very loud exhaust, and put one together and customize it to the sound which I prefer. I would do it again for sure. I would say it's worth it. And I would also put this disclaimer in there that if you're not fully committed and don't understand it, you probably won't enjoy it, because there are definitely times when it can get annoying, and if that's not something that you're willing to deal with, then just go with something a little bit smaller or a little more restrictive. But overall, I definitely enjoyed this exhaust and the full system that was put together here. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. Link below to check out the open headers video. There's also a link below at a video I did with the Daily Driven Exotics meetup. That was pretty cool too. I really appreciate you guys checking this out. Once again, please hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you next time.